Hey, what's up guys? My name's Chris, and today we've got some brand new McFarlane stuff in, and this is awesome. This is part of their Page Puncher series, or comic book line essentially. Comes with a comic book inside, which is dope. Old school, very clear blister pack, very reminiscent of the original Toy Biz Marvel Legends. Those two came with a comic book, same style packaging. I will say that they don't come with display bases, so that's kind of a bummer because that's what really set those things into a different dimension. But not only is there this version of Robin, which is the Damian Wayne Robin, but there's also the Platinum Edition. I found both of these at Walmart. Within the same line or series, they actually had Deathstroke right here. I don't think that I'm going to make a video on him, but I can if you guys want me to. And I also found his Platinum Edition too. They're actually the same exact molds, which is not surprising just because, you know, money. But the paint is just different. So it's like one, they actually did the line work and everything like that. Whereas this one, they just painted right over all of those lines. You got kind of classic looking and you got modern. So yeah, very cool either way. If you wanted to know the comic that he comes with the Rebirth version of his issues. But we're not here to talk about Slade Wilson. We're here to talk about this little assassin right here. So real quick, his first appearance was back in 2006 with Batman issue 655. And when he was first introduced, he was definitely not the most liked Robin. If anything, I think he gave Jason Todd a run for his money, because that was the Robin famously known to have been voted by the fans to be killed off. While Damian Wayne has not been killed off, I do think that he's grown on quite a few people, myself included. I never really loved him to begin with. I did love certain aspects. It was very Hit Girl-esque, you know, a little kid going around lopping heads off and other body parts. Something about that is just hilarious. But something about that as the Boy Wonder doesn't really match Batman's MO. And that was one of the main points of contention between Bruce and his illegitimate son right here, Damian. And since his 2006 debut, he's had many different incarnations, tons of different weird storylines, but my favorite version of the character actually is not in the comic books themselves. It's actually in the old DC animated universe, the stuff that would go direct to DVD or Blu-ray. I don't know. I still call them DVDs. I'm old. So if you have not gone down the animated rabbit hole, first off, I highly recommend it. It's some of my favorite stuff to watch. If you would like to check out any of the animated stuff, it goes in this order. There's Son of Batman, Batman vs. Robin, Batman Bad Blood, Justice League versus the Teen Titans, Teen Titans The Judas Contract, The Death of Superman, Batman Hush, and Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Out of all of those, like if you don't want to watch all of them, if that sounds daunting, I would highly recommend at least the first chunk. So Son of Batman, Batman vs. Robin, Batman Bad Blood, and I do recommend the Teen Titans stuff just because it's fun seeing this guy right here interact with other teenagers. Now this guy comes with Batman and Robin as far as his comic book goes. This actually is an action figure that just released in a different series. It was part of the McFarlane Multiverse. Why there are two, I don't know. I feel like you should just have one series and they all come with comic books, but I mean, what do I know? I just buy a ton of toys. But anyways, this is not Batman. Well, it's Batman, but this is actually Dick Grayson as Batman. Batman went missing, yada, yada, yada. And obviously Damian would be his Robin. So with all that said, let's go ahead and open him up. How the fuck does he expect us to get the comics out of here unscathed? Like, this is ridiculous. Oh, there we go. It was not easy though, so yeah. Once you get this back shell like apart, the comic will pop out cleanly. Just be careful. All right, so this is the figure out of the box, and right off the bat, like, this just feels like a really cool figure. I'm surprised with some of the stuff that they've done to it. There is a actual hood on here, which is really freaking killer. And there's an actual bendy wire around the brim of the hood. Bro, like this kind of, this comes with a $20-something figure. That's awesome, man. Like, that's awesome. There's even bendy wire in the cape, like all the way around the entire edging. Like this, bro, this is sick. This is sick. The only thing I can complain about right now is, you know, the lack of torso movement, because it's got the full rubber piece. Basically, this thing right here stops it from flexing and moving, but at the same time, it looks really good because it's molded and it's painted well. So, you know, give or take. But the only thing that I can complain about is just the lack of accessories. There's no extra hands, no extra heads, no extra weapons, none of that stuff. Now, what he does come with is this collector's card right here. And this thing is I think pretty cool, but are they worth anything? I doubt it. It's not like old school cards where they were actually like collectible pieces. By the way, it does come with a foot stand with a foot peg. These are decent, I think, for, you know, these McFarlane figures. They typically work fairly well. Hopefully you were able to hear that. It's a nice snug fit, so you can do some cool stuff. However, if you do try to do like running poses like this, eventually the joint kind of like falls out. Not literally falls out, but just kind of like gets too soft and then bends over or whatever. Like right on the corner back there, I've got my Titans, and I have Wally like doing a running pose, and eventually he falls over. But still, you could do some stuff like this and he'll be okay, you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna be anything crazy. He also comes with his sword right here, which came bent, which is unfortunate, but it's because it's like soft plastic and everything. Not too big of a deal, but there you go. Nowhere to put it on him, by the way, so you can't like store it, at least nowhere that I can find. But yeah, he does hold it pretty decently. And then it also comes with Professor Pig's mask, but just straight up cut in half. This is a really cool accessory just to like lay at his feet or whatever. Basically, if you know, you know. If you don't, read some comic books, man. They're awesome. And again, if you don't want to read the comic books, watch some of those movies that I told you about, the animated stuff. Just awesome stuff, dude. Awesome stuff. It's so much fun. Now, this is the comic book that it comes with. I don't want to, you know, show everything, but this is actually f***ing cool. What the hell? That's so sick. This is the movie poster, but recreated with action figures. Man, you know, every time you want to complain about McFarlane about anything, he does some stuff like this, and you're just like, did we just become best friends? Yup! But anyways, here is the character itself. He's got double joints in the knees. You can see pins. Is that a big deal? Not for me. These are toys. It's also got toe articulation too. Like, this is badass, and his boots look sick. I love that they got accented red laces. You could tell that this, despite him being a murderous assassin, at the end of the day, he's still a kid. His shoulders go up, down, and all around. There are butterfly joints, but they are inside, so they're kind of like hard to get to. But you can at least move him inwards and outwards. Again, if it didn't have this big rubber sculpt piece right here, it would probably be a little bit cooler, but again, it's not a big deal. Anyways, his ankles still move and pivot just like the way that they should. They are a little bit weird because, you know, they're weird, but once you get used to it, you can get him in a cool pose. You can twist his arm and his wrist and everything. They all move. He's got cool little pads on his knuckles, beating everybody's skulls in. You can also move him right here at the, I don't know what you'd call that, just the gauntlet. It's got double joints in the elbows. Fantastic. Make him showing off those guns. There you go. Even though he doesn't got any, but you know what I mean. Still cool. He's cocky as hell. If you guys know, you know. And again, I love the bendy wire with the fabric cape. This is just, this should be a f***ing standard right now. Like, this is the coolest thing that you can put on an action figure, in my opinion, period. And the fact that he comes with a hood with the bendy wire in there too, like, bro, come on, dude. This might be one of the coolest freaking Robin figures ever. Like, this is dope. For it being a $20 figure, I cannot believe that this is it. I wish that the thing right here, like the seam, because mine has a little bit of like fraying and stuff like that. Hopefully you guys can see it. Sorry, the sword's totally in the way. I can't even see. I'm trying something new with my phone over here, so hopefully it comes out good. If it doesn't, then well,
gosh sake, watch your language.
But anyways, there's the seam right here, and you can see a little bit of fraying. So I wish that wasn't there. This side does have a seam, and it's done up really clean. So I just wish that they were both clean. But you know, it is what it is. Either way, this guy right here is a complete badass. Like, this is, actually, instead of using this, I'll bring in one of these. This is cooler. Actually, they should make them for the left and the right. I'm just seeing that right now, but yeah, see, he's got no torso movement, so that's the only thing that's a bummer. But dude, this is cool as shit. Look at how awesome this is. Dude, you can make him look all the way freaking up. This is dope. Let's take that off for a little bit. How's that look? Pretty awesome. That's how. Extra hands would go a long way with this one. You can really make him look badass if you had like an open hand or whatever. But yeah, this is So cool, dude. So cool. This is the only thing about McFarlane's that I don't love. Their leg sockets suck. That wouldn't happen if it wasn't for this, you know, the rubber piece. If this was cloth with some bendy wire in it, I know that that's expecting a lot, but that would have been wicked, dude. Like totally wicked. But yeah, trying to get him crunched up like this to do a dynamic kind of like jumping pose. A little bit harder because of the way that these work. Not impossible though. You can always have him just jump straight off of a building and just kind of like flying down. Look, I really love how much you can get his neck to move. Like that is really, really cool. Let's have him floating down there and away he goes. Fly, Robin, fly. So yeah, overall, I think that this is one hell of an action figure, dude. This is sick. And for the price, bro, nothing beats that, man. 20 something bucks for all of this cool stuff. Like this is sick as shit. He's gonna be a ton of fun to pose around and mess around with, dude. So this is cool as shit. If you could find him, go for it. Again, I found him at Walmart. I just so happened to walk down the toy aisle the day that he literally was being put on shelf. So I felt like I was super fortunate and lucky, because sometimes these things are hard to find, sometimes they're not. But that pretty much takes care of it for this guy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for everything, liking, supporting, leaving comments. I greatly appreciate it. This channel is just a passion project type of thing where I really want to talk to, you know, to people about toys. Not literally to people. I wish that we can dialogue like more than just the comments. I just like getting this out there the way that I can with shoes on my other channel. And yeah, so far so good. I've been loving it. I love the reception. You guys have been super cool. I really appreciate everything. I will catch y'all on the next one. So until next time, guys, y'all stay nerdy, and I'll see you next time, or I'll see you then. I got to work on an outro. I don't really have one for this channel. Peace.